What's up, guys and girls? It's Ghost Robo. Quick update here that I think is super cool, crazy, and kind of smart. Xbox Scorpio is being revealed this week. I have talked about the Scorpio for a long time. I made a bunch of videos on the Scorpio because, frankly, I'm incredibly interested in what this thing is, and furthermore, how it actually pans out. And if people end up taking to it, if it sells well, if it vaults Microsoft closer to Sony in terms of that competition, what it does game-wise, I don't know. I'm very intrigued, but they have decided to reveal this thing this week, and they're doing it on Thursday via Digital Foundry, and it's going to be at 6 a.m. Pacific, 9 a.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. UK, which is a really unique way of doing things. It really speaks to sort of the 2017 nature of press and of video games and of news in general, because this is something that typically would have been saved for a big, bold conference, and typically saved for an instance where Microsoft could completely control the show. But I like what they're doing here, and if you think about it, it's a very good move to earn fan trust. Because think about most announcements, right? You get really excited, and if it's something, a known quantity, it's really easy to sort of decide and instantly know, do you want this, right? So when a new Gears of War is shown, ooh, that looks cool. When a new Call of Duty is shown, ooh, I don't like the direction it's going. When a new Mario is shown, oh my god, I can't wait to play. But when it's something like this, that isn't it's not a brand new console, it's not the same console, it's sort of this weird, uncharted territory. And PS4 Pro is gone there, but this seems to be a bigger difference between One and Scorpio than PS4 and Pro. I think it's really smart of Microsoft to give it to someone that is going to dissect it and give an honest opinion. Now, Digital Foundry is a great place to give it to because they are very honest, they can be very critical, and they're very detailed, and people trust them. People go to them when they want specific comparisons, when they want really detailed impressions, when they want very granular teardowns and breakdowns of things, and frame rates, and graphics, and power. And them getting to say, hey, Scorpio is either awesome, or Scorpio is meh, or Scorpio is a waste, I think is the right way to do things. Because if Microsoft gets up there and says, oh my god, Scorpio is this, people are all going to worry, will it really look like that? What were they doing? Was it really running on that? Is there, is there any tricks going on behind the scenes? Or, oh, it's only Microsoft, for this show, they're only showing Forza 7 or whatever. I'm going to assume that there won't be any game announcements tied to this. I'm going to assume that it's going to be already released games or sort of upgraded versions of already released games. I don't think this is going to be a time for them to drop oh my god, Forza 7, or oh my god, this new Halo. There could be some Crackdown 3 talk in there. I wouldn't be too caught off guard if that happened, but I think this is going to be a chance to really say, is the Scorpio this mega monster of a console that we've been told it is? And I think Digital Foundry is a great way to help the public believe that. We saw a little bit of this with Switch, and Switch is obviously not trying to convince you of power, but it's trying to convince you of its worth in the console space, right? And as soon as people got hands-on with it, as soon as that January event rolled around, it seemed to just build the hype even more. Once people said, wow, this is really cool, wow, I really like the portability, wow, I like the hybrid nature, wow, it really works, wow, it actually feels great, wow, the build quality is awesome, then that sort of vaulted the Switch from this cool idea that people were excited about into this thing that people had to pre-order and had to buy. And I think that'll be even more the case with the Scorpio. And granted, fans aren't playing it, and not all media is playing it, but Digital Foundry is using it, and they are going to come out and say, this is better and significantly better than the PS4 Pro. And I know that Microsoft would not do this if they thought it was going to come back and be meh, it's not very good. So they must be incredibly confident that it is a super strong and super jaw-dropping console that has the effect that they've said it has. And they're going to Digital Foundry as sort of the grandmasters, the experts, to say yes and give their nod of approval and allow that to convince the hardcore and then blow it out at E3. And I like that they're getting ahead of themselves, because right now Microsoft doesn't have a whole lot of positivity. They don't have a whole lot of good gamer clout right now. not many releases lately, a pretty sparse lineup as far as we're aware, and PS4 is just killing it. You know, they drop Horizon, they continue to announce new things in the Wipeout collection, they've got some interesting remakes coming out. You know, they have far-off stuff like Last of Us 2, they've got more mid-distance things like God of War and Days Gone and the Spider-Man game, that's been back in the news lately. They really have so much. Persona 5 is phenomenal. They really are just dominating on the exclusive front, and we know that now they are locked in against Destiny 2, which is going to be massive. So Microsoft coming out there and having their own little, you know, shebang isn't really going to do a lot. But having someone else say like, wow, we played and saw and used Scorpio and it's awesome, I think that's going to work really well. I think that's really smart, and I think it's going to affirm for the hardcore that this is the 4K box they've been waiting for. And I have no doubt that's what it is. It could come up to be blah, but think about it. There's no way they give us Digital Foundry if they're not sure, right? Then, if they're not sure, then they doctor up a whole, you know, little press conference of their own. But by just giving it and saying, let the Scorpio speak for itself, that's a pretty confident move. And I give them like 2 thumbs up for being bold and doing something that is sort of a new era style of announcing. Now, I don't know all that we're going to get. I mean, in the little thing it says Digital Foundry in the tweet, it says Digital Foundry has an exclusive Xbox Scorpio reveal. So does that mean we're getting the real name? Is it actually Scorpio? Are we getting logos? Are we getting shots of the box? I'm going to guess we're going to get shots of the console and a whole lot of specs. They may have video as well. I feel like that would be something to do. Again, not with necessarily new games, save for Crackdown 3, because that's been shown and announced previously. But I think we're going to get a pretty solid reveal. If they don't do video, if they don't do shots of the actual box, if they just do like a write-up and some minor impressions, then this isn't really that exciting. But I think getting out ahead of all the E3 madness, right, and kind of now you played all the big PlayStation stuff, right? It's after Horizon, okay? It's after Persona 4, and now like what is next? Okay, so people are fast moving in the gaming industry. They're already looking for the next big thing, and we've already heard, okay, Destiny 2 is with PlayStation, so that's settled. What is Xbox going to do? What is Microsoft going to do? Where am I looking to drop my dollars in the fall? PS4 Pro? Am I going to even bother with the 4K TV? Xbox Scorpio, Nintendo Switch, what do I want to do? So they come in last, but they also come in first, right? So they're post all of the recent stuff, and they're pre all of the big E3 stuff, so they hit a sweet spot, and then they can double down at E3. So I think this is a great move by them, and I'm very curious exactly all that it has to offer and exactly what Digital Foundry's thoughts are going to be on Thursday. I expect it to be pretty purely positive. I think that it's going to be, again, they have to have some level of extreme confidence in this thing, and good on them. Great, competition's great, and I'd love to see this thing be a very big, bold step in the right direction for the Xbox brand. Now, the fact that they are revealing it in this way also makes me pretty sure that it's nothing crazy in terms of anything more than a better version of the Xbox. And I know it's not supposed to be, but I still had some like small hope that in some ways it would be a new console or they'd do something vastly different. And I guess there could be VR compatibility or something unique along those lines, but it's going to be a stopgap, right? Or a iteration, certainly. They're not going to blow out a brand new console on Digital Foundry. So it is a PS4 Pro like that will be way better than the PS4 Pro. And Digital Foundry, again, I like what they do. I read a lot of their articles. I use them as sort of a source to make sure and see how things run and what the version is the best version. So I think they're the place to go. And I think it makes more sense to give it to a hardcore hardware and like specs style of outlet versus like, oh, IGN or GameSpot or Giant Bomb or Polygon. Then, you know, first of all, those places all have their own baggage, and oh, they align with this console, they align with this brand. And second of all, there's not like a boatload of new games to really go over, so they're going to talk about it in a way that's more like, yeah, you could do this if you want to invest in 4K, but it's not, you know, a necessary purchase. Whereas I feel like Digital Foundry is going to be much more impressed with the specs and the power of it and convey that to the people that the Scorpio speaks to. Because early on right now, the Scorpio is speaking to 4K TV owners or videophiles or people who are very, very into that stuff. And at E3, when they reveal games, now you're getting more to a more casual, a wider base. This is critical for Xbox. They are falling behind. And I'm confident that they can pick it up with or without Scorpio. I think they do have some aces up their sleeve in terms of game releases. And I don't think they're like, oh, they've fallen off. But PS4 keeps announcing stuff and keeps having hits. So this is a big moment. And I'm excited to see what happens on Thursday. What do you guys think? Do you think this is a good way to announce things? Are you pumped to see it? What do you expect? Do you think, are you confident like I am that this is going to be a very positive reveal and very positive impressions from DF? Let me know in the comments below. We'll be back on Thursday to cover what they reveal, what they talk about, and see sort of our take and our thoughts on that. Until that time, though, everybody, thanks so much for watching. It's exciting, right? We got the Switch, brand new console a month ago, and now we're getting a look at something that should be pretty bold. So I'm pumped to see what it is. Tempered expectations, because I know it's not the next Xbox, but it sure is going to be a powerful one. So we'll see that on Thursday, and I'll see you guys back then as well. Until that time, thanks again for watching. Fantastic Drinks, much. I love you. We'll see you all later.